Revs fans, welcome back. It's time for another Ballpark tour on our Atlantic League circuit here in 2011. This time it brings us to the ballpark at Harbor Yard here in Bridgeport, one of my favorite places to travel in the Atlantic League. A lot of great memories for us. Of course, this was the site of our first ever game and also the site of our first ever championship last fall. So as we did on the previous tour, we'll start where it all begins for me, which is here in the radio booth. And again, it is the utmost in cleanliness for me. I like to keep it clean in here. So yeah, there's yesterday's info still there on the floor. Haven't made any move to clean that up, but this is my view through this nice window here in the press box in Bridgeport. This is where we did our first ever broadcast back in the day. This is, again, since I showed you last time, this is the computer that Revs TV originates off of, and this is the high-tech gizmo where I send the audio back to the station. I have some other audio inputs on this mixer board. I record on this one, and that's a little tour. There's my travel case, my water, a little tour around my booth. So let's step out here into the press box. We'll come over here to the Corto de Baño, and now to the production room. There's my buddy Andrew, hard at work getting ready for tonight's game. Video, audio, all in there. Come down the hallway here. That is where the affable voice of the Bluefish, Perry Miles, does his thing. And just in case you forgot, this is Bridgeport Bluefish baseball. Here is where the always entertaining Rich Elliott from the Connecticut Post sits during the game out here in the press box. I like to keep to myself in my little room, but here's the beverage stash, which obviously needs replenished before tonight's game, but it's another popular spot for me here in this press box. Let's step outside here. A little Rita's stand. Here's the standings board for fans, just in case, you know, not on the up and up on what's going on. They can get a quick check at the standings. Lineup board. There's last night's winning lineup for York. Corey Thurman. All right, let's head down toward right field. One of the things about this ballpark, you know, it was one of the originals in the Atlantic League, so while I really like it, it doesn't have some of the, I guess, perks like in the outfield that, say, York, Lancaster, Southern Maryland do. It's somewhat basic. It was built in 1998. It doesn't have like the bumper boats or the arch nemesis or the playground out there or anything like that. But what it does have is a constant view of the hustle and bustle here in the greater New York area, I suppose, as operate the zoom here on this thing. Take a look out there. That's I-95, which is a place that's never a good place to be for any reason. As we take a look toward downtown Bridgeport. Now the arena next door, that can be a home run target. That's a pretty good poke, but that's where the New York Islanders AAA hockey team plays, the formerly known as the Arena at Harbor Yard. Now it's called Webster Bank Arena. Out there, that's where we'll see the ferry boat come in, the harbor out there beyond center field. We'll see that on a nightly basis, and that's also dead center where Nate Espy hit the first home run in Revs history way back in the day. And out this way, well, there's the train tracks. That's definitely a home run target for lefties. It's the Amtrak line that goes to New York City all the way through New England. A lot of power lines out there, and again, it's a reminder of, you know, how much industry and the types of things that go on here in southern Connecticut. A lot of hustle and bustle. It's not a real laid back part of the country. And there goes the train right now as we speak. A lot of times during the game, you'll hear them on the radio honking their horn. I'll try to keep this camera still so you don't get sick watching this video, but yeah, they like to honk at us. during the game. Let us know we're there. I'm gonna come down this way, and first off, I've actually never noticed this. Here's the road going back out toward a neighborhood, but anyway, this is the power plant, which actually happened to be featured on an episode of Family Guy last winter, but this is definitely one of the structures synonymous with Bridgeport, the big tower and the big power plant. I don't know if there's people in there right now. I've kind of always wanted to explore that thing, but part of me doesn't really want to. It's a little scary looking, but yeah, all the big power lines out here. There's a lot going on. Figured we'd film this early today before BP. There's actually no BP today since, as you can see, it's cloudy. We've got a little thread of storms going on, but look up this way. There's the road headed into downtown Bridgeport toward where we stay. Found a nice sandwich shop there this week that I like. Kind of sad to go. Only went to the same place 3 days in a row. But we'll head up here now. Club level, that direction. Let's see if we can get any view of the Long Island Sound whatsoever. I think you can barely see it from up here. We'll find out. Yeah, you know what? You can see it a little, but it's real cloudy today. It's not going to be a... Right out there, though, above that building, that's the water. I don't know. It's kind of a waste of time, but it's there. It's not far away. Wonder if we can break into one of these. The answer is yes. All right, we are in a luxury suite here at Harbor Yard. This is somewhere that I've never been, so you guys get to experience it with me for the first time. Nice painting commemorating Bridgeport's past. It almost looks like a younger Willie Upshaw there, doesn't it? He was the manager here way back in the day. And now he is again. As we come outside, up here at the suite level. Oh, there's the water. There's the harbor anyway. And that Port Jefferson ferry comes in. One of our more memorable road trips back in 2008, we actually took the ferry boat from Long Island to Bridgeport and put the bus right on the boat. There's the press box. And just came across that way on our trip. Kind of neat. So we'll head back downstairs a while. Rebs actually having a pretty good time up here this year. Our final, there's the players' parking lot. Final visit here of the season. There goes the train line past the stadium and out toward New York. But had never won more than 3 games in any season up here. This year we've got 4 under our belt with 1 to go tonight, weather permitting. So there's the men's room. We don't need to check that out, but I think maybe one last stop on our tour today will take you where the players go. Take you down into the Revolution dugout, Revolution HQ. Oh, there goes a squirrel. See them? It's got the run of this place. He could probably give a better tour than I could. Rita's is a favorite of the Revs. They get it delivered to the dugout at home. press box. People can walk by and gawk at my unbelievably clean room while I'm doing the game. But the guys at home get Ritas in the dugout. Gotta see if I can get some of that delivered to where I am one of these days. Vince Harrison took care of me one day when he was off. He had the day off, made sure that they delivered one my way, but alright, we'll make our way down to the dugout here. If I could pause this thing, I would, but sorry about it. Guy up there is staring at me, wondering what I'm doing. Alright, check this out. There's one green seat. That's unique. Alright, there's the Revs dugout. In fact, last night's lineup card, well, actually that's from the first game. There's the bat racks right there, the site of a couple etch interviews right there on that spot on the bench. And we'll head back here toward their clubhouse. Got batting cages down here. Into the bowels of Harbor Yard. The untold stories of Harbor Yard. What goes on back here? A lot of swings off the tee in here. Come into the batting cage. That's where you can find our guys before the game. Getting their cuts in. And back this way is the Revs clubhouse. The other way, and that's where Bridgeport's headquarters are, but here's the visitors' locker room. I'm going to ignore that, but authorized personnel only. Yeah. We'll do, you know what, we'll take a look at one more thing. We'll go up this way, see if we can get a closer look at downtown Bridgeport. This is right under the seating bowl. This tunnel goes the whole way around the stadium. I mean, it's pretty basic here. It's a symmetrical ballpark, unlike some of the newer ones, with regard to the outfield and the dimensions and all that. It's actually one of the better pitchers' ballparks in the league. Here's another way out to the field.
Perfect. I can eat that. They'll live.
There's that tarp we hope we don't see tonight, but there's the Revolution bullpen right here, home plate. Our buddy on the grounds crew. And yeah, guys can come out this way and avoid the whole dugout thing if they got to run back during the game. Here's the picnic area. We're right underneath that. And we'll go up here real quick, see if we can get a decent view before we shut it down for this trip. There's their picnic area right by the arena. I'll never forget our first game here, that's for sure. Or last year. See the pitcher's mound? That's where Michael Nix threw his glove like way up there when he got the final out last year. Great moment in Rebs history. Team shop. And this will about do it, I guess. There's the power plant. Made legendary by a Family Guy episode last year, as if it wasn't already legendary enough. Alright, I guess that'll wrap it up. And there goes all the hustle and bustle of I-95. Well, with that, thank you all for tuning in again. I'm gonna go back to the hustle and bustle of my radio booth. We'll have you with us again on the next ballpark tour in our Atlantic League journey here this summer. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.